Hi everyone. Now I'm going to explain about the next few topics, that is working with tables and inserting images. These two topics we will cover now in this video. So this is the second video for your today's class. So working with tables. So in that inserting tables we will see. So what is meant by table? Table is a grid. It's a form of grid. So it is also having some contents. Okay. In the table also we will enter some values. So in order to insert the table, we need to select the table icon on the standard toolbar. So like this one icon will appear in the standard toolbar. You can click that icon in the standard toolbar. See here, this is table icon which is there in this LibreOffice Impress software. We have this table icon. You just click this table icon. Right side one small triangle is there now. Just click this small triangle and select how many number of rows and columns you want to have in the selected slide. So now I am going to select one slide here. See, new slide we will just insert. Okay, so in this I'm just going to delete this. Okay. Okay, I deleted the entire table. Now I'm going to insert the table by clicking on this table icon in the standard toolbar. So just select number of rows and columns you want to have in the slide. Okay, so inside the slide I have inserted the table like this. So selected the table. I'm just moving by clicking at this. See, when you're getting this four-sided arrow, you just you can click and drag it to any location in this inside this workspace area. Okay, so now so you know how to insert the table by clicking on this table icon. Okay, so in the insert table dialog box, the number of columns and number of rows you need to enter. You need to enter when you are clicking on this table icon. No, just if you just click on this table icon, you will get like this, and you can go to insert and table also. See here, insert table. If you go, it will ask for number of rows and number of columns. Here also you can enter the number of rows and number of columns for this uh, in the new slide. Okay, just select the slide and give like this. Okay, insert table, click on insert and then table option. In the table, it will open insert table dialog box. You need to give number of columns. First one is what? Number of columns. So how many number of columns you want to have? See which is column here. This vertical, all boxes, no, the vertically, all the boxes which are displayed, all the cells which are displayed is known as columns. Vertically placed cells, no, group of cells are known as columns. Horizontally placed group of cells are known as rows. Okay, see, horizontally placed group of cells are known as rows. So you need to enter number of rows. See, if I am giving four rows, that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, 4 rows will appear, and number of columns will be just 2. I will give. Okay, 3 I will give, or 2 I will give. Okay, so only 2 columns like this you will have, and 4 rows you will have like this. Okay, now you just see it, 2 columns, okay, and 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and how many columns? 2 columns we have inserted here. So like this, we can insert the table by clicking on this insert and then table option. And then if you click on the table, it will ask for number of rows and columns. You can enter like this and you can add the table. Okay, this is another method. So we have already seen that when we insert a blank slide in the presentation, we can create the table by clicking on the table icon. Or else we can go for this insert table dialog box by clicking on insert table. In the insert table dialog box, number of rows, number of columns, you need to be specified in the insert table dialog box, and then number of rows, whatever we mentioned, that according to that the table will get created. So like this, we got one screen now, insert table dialog box. No, inside that we have entered like this. By clicking on this upper triangle, we can increase the number of columns, and smaller triangle for increasing the decreasing the number of columns. So like that, for rows also we can give. Okay, so one more thing they have told, if you open any new slide, insert a blank slide in the presentation, we can create a table by clicking on the table icon. So that I will explain now to you. This is third method. So first method is by clicking on this table icon in the standard toolbar, and second method, insert table, and third method is when you just insert any blank slide. See, I'm going to insert a blank slide by right clicking on this space, no, white space, not on the slide, just in between the slide we have gap, no, here, there you place the cursor, mouse pointer, and then right click over there and get new slide option, or else you can click on this icon in order to insert the new slide there. Okay, see, just I have insert new slide after 53 is placed. Okay, so here if you look at here, defaultly layout will be this title and content layout. Like this, the title and content layout is selected here. See here, which is selected, which is surrounded by one small dark boundary. Other layouts and all not selected. Only the third layout is selected here. This is title and content layout. So here you will type a title and here content. So by clicking in this icon, no, insert table icon, you can it will ask for number of rows and columns. Here you can enter the number of rows and number of columns and rows. You can click OK. Okay, the table will get inserted. So in this method also, this is the third method. In this method also we can insert the rows. So these are the three ways we can insert the table in the presentation or in this slide. So entering and editing data in this table. So how we can enter and edit the data? So the content is put in the table by placing the insertion point in the table cell and entering the text. See, like this, you need to enter the cursor. You need to get the cursor, insertion point, or cursor we will say, insertion point also we can say, and you can just start typing like this. Okay. How to move to other cells in the table? Okay, moving the insertion point in the table can be done in three ways: by pressing left mouse button. See here, by just by pressing the left mouse button, I have clicked here. Okay, or another method is just by using arrow keys, right arrow key and left arrow key, and then bottom. Like that you can move, use the arrow keys. 4 arrow keys are there in the keyboard. No? You can use the 4 arrow keys in order to move to next cells, adjacent cells, previous cells, all those things. Okay, and then tab key also you can press. See, just if I press tab key, it will move to next cell. If you want to insert the new row, just press the tab key again. It will insert the new row by pressing the tab key. So if you place the cursor at the end of the last cell, no, in the table, and if you want to insert the new row, just press the tab key, it will insert a new row. So like this also you can insert the new row in the table. Okay. So what are the three ways we can move in between the cells? By pressing the left mouse button, by pressing the tab key on the keyboard, and by using the arrow keys on the keyboard. These are the three ways we can move move the insertion point, you know, in between the cells. So next one is how to select a cell. Selecting a cell. To select a cell within a table, position the mouse cursor along its left edge, and when the cursor changes to a sloped white arrow, press the right mouse button. Okay, so just see the figure 5.31. Just place the mouse pointer at the left edge of the C, like this left edge of the cell. No, we need to place the cursor. When the mouse pointer, now the mouse pointer is looking like what? White color only, and sloped way only it is there. Okay, so when you get like this, just click the right mouse button and the row will get selected. Okay, you can select the cell within the table. So now I'm going to show like that. See, I place the mouse pointer here at the right left edge of the cell. Just select it. The corresponding cell got selected. Now again, see, whenever I'm moving the mouse over this inside this table, either it is showing like insertion point. If you want to enter any text, it will be showing like insertion point. Or when you want to select anything, no, see, four-headed arrow. Four-headed arrow for what? Drop, and we can change the location of the. We can change the location of the table. So just by selecting the table, and after getting this four-headed arrow, we can move the table in the workspace, no, in the workspace anywhere. Okay, so for that, this four-headed arrow is very useful, and the two-headed arrow also it will appear. See here, in order to change the column size, no, column width or row height. See here, row height. If you want to change also, you can use this two-headed arrow and click and drag it using left mouse button. Just after getting, just place your mouse pointer over this line. Immediately you'll get this two-headed arrow. If you want to adjust the row height, place which row you want to increase the height, no, place at the that is the second line of the row, and increase like this. Okay, click and drag down, click and drag down. Okay, if you want to increase the size, click and drag down, you will get increased size of the row. Okay, so like that you can increase the column width also. See here, column width. If you want to increase, move right side. If you want to decrease, move left side. Okay, see, just I moved left side to decrease the column width. Increase means right side. So like that you can adjust the table cells, no, row height and column width also we can adjust. That is also given in your content. Okay. So selecting cell, you understood. Okay, just place the mouse pointer like this. After you get that slope white color arrow, immediately just click it in the cell. You will get a selected cell. Okay, to select a row or column in the table, position the row or column to the position the row or column to select. And when the mouse cursor changes to a sloped white arrow, press the left mouse button and drag it to the end of the row or column. The row or column can also be selected by pressing the right mouse button on the row or column you want to select. And selecting the row or column, and select the option from the context menu as shown in the 5.32. So like this also we can select the columns. Okay, column, insert columns or select column. So like that we can select the columns also. Just I'm going to show how we can select by placing the mouse pointer at the left edge of the row. See, for example, if I want to select the first entire row now, I need to just place the mouse pointer over here like this. After I get this, see now I got slope white arrow. Just click left mouse button and drag it to end. So now the first row fully got selected. In the similar way, we can select the column also. See, I'm going to select the first column. Click and drag it down. So like this we can select after getting the white slope arrow. Okay, mouse pointer. So in this method, we can select the row or we can select the column also. Just click and drag it after getting white slope area. Drag the left mouse button. Down means the entire column will get selected. Right side, if you are moving, the entire row will get selected. Next is selecting table. To select the entire table, first click on its edge. We need to click on the edge. See, just now this table is not selected. If you want to select the table, just click on its edge. See, click on its edge, the table is getting selected. When the mouse cursor changes to a sloped white arrow, click on the left mouse button to move the table position on its edge, and when the cursor changes to sloped white arrow, drag the table to a specified location. Actually, see, after selecting, when we are getting the arrow, no, see the sloped white arrow, if you are getting, we can click and drag it. Actually it is for selection, but here in your book, no, sloped white arrow they have given. Instead of the sloped white arrow, you just give it as four-headed arrow, no, the cross four-headed arrow. If you get only, you can move it. See here, only then you can move the table like this. Okay. For selecting table, sloped white arrow is enough. But for moving the table to specified location, you need to get the four-headed arrow only. Next is adjusting column width and row height using the mouse. Normally I explain after hitting this two-headed arrow. Cursor, when the cursor changes to two-headed arrow sign, press the left mouse button, hold and drag it until the columns achieves the desired width. So if you want to change the column width, until the column is changing to desired width, no, we need to click and drag it, hold and drag it, the mouse button, left mouse button. The same can be done for adjusting the row height also. Okay, we need to position the mouse cursor, no, on the border line between the two columns. When the cursor changes to this arrow, this 200 sign, you can press the left mouse button, hold and drag it until the column achieves the desired width. Till now I was explaining that only. See here, place the mouse pointer over the line, okay, vertical line. Which column I want to change, no, see first column I want to change the width. Okay, just click and drag it to right side. Width is changed. See here, the width of the column, no, got changed. So if you want to adjust the row height, just select the table. Then you just place the mouse pointer over the row which you want to adjust. See, I have selected second row's second line. Click and drag it to down. I have increased the row height. If you want to decrease, again after getting two-headed arrow, just move it to top. So it will get decreased. So like that you can adjust the row height and column width. Next is table borders and background. If you want to change, various table formatting options can be applied on the table, just like a writer in a OpenOffice, LibreOffice writer, no, we can do different table formatting options. That means table color, background color, all those things. Table border, we can change it. So if you want to apply all those things, right click on the table border, the table properties dialog box will open and show as shown in the figure, from where you can change the borders in the background of the table. See here, if you select any table immediately table design you can see. Table borders, if you want to adjust, just click on the table properties. See here, table borders, you can choose any borders if you want to have. Styles dotted two lines, or color color if you want to have some red color or something. Then width also, if you want to increase, you just increase and click OK. See, like this, now table border got applied. So in this method we can apply the table border, but just by right clicking on the table, selected table, and choosing the table properties option. Okay. So next is deleting table. To delete table, click on the slide, and first we need to select the slide which table we want to delete. See, now I'm in 48 slide. If I want to delete a 53 slide table, I need to select the slide first. Okay. Then next option is what? After selecting the slide, uh, drag the selection box over the table to select it, and then press the delete key, or click on the table border to select the table and press the delete key. So you need to press the delete key after clicking on table border. See, after you need to see, you need to click on the table border, and just press the delete key, and just press the delete key, the table will get deleted. See here, delete, table will get deleted. So like this you can do deletion of the table. Next one is, next topic, inserting, adding and formatting images. So how we can add images or graphics? So graphics can be inserted in the presentations for giving more information. So why we want to insert all these images like this? Because if you see the images only, if you see the pictures only, you will able to understand in a better way. So it will give more information related to the content. If you just read only the content, you will not able to understand anything. So if you see in an imaginary way, or image way, or picture way, if you see any content only, you will get more information related to the topic. So for that reason only, the graphics are going to be used, or images or pictures are going to be used in the presentation. So graphics can be inserted in the presentation for giving more information. Images can be inserted from the gallery or files which are stored in the computer. So it will be obtained from the gallery. Images can be selected from the gallery or from the files which are stored in the computer. So now first method, how we can insert the image from a file. To insert an image into a presentation, we need to select insert option, insert menu, and then image on the menu bar, or click the insert image icon located on the standard toolbar. The image insert image dialog box open. You need to select the file from the desired directory like this. Okay, desktop if the pictures are placed, or if it is placed in C drive or D drive or any drive, you can select the directory first. By selecting the preview option, okay, a thumbnail of the selected image will be displayed in the preview pane on the right side like this. Okay, you need to choose from this preview pane. Okay, so first we will see how to insert the image from our computer. Okay, so just I'm going to add some image inside this title area itself. Okay, go to insert image. This is one way. Okay, another way is insert image. It will open the places. So just any photo which you have in the screen, no, in the computer, no, any pictures you can just select and you can insert the picture. Okay, so like this you can insert the picture. If it is available in your computer, you can insert by clicking on this insert image icon from the standard toolbar, or is go to insert and image option, you can click it. Okay, or else just choose title and content layout like this. See, insert image icon is appearing. So in this method also we can choose the location from where we can from our computer directory we can select the picture file and we can insert it. So these are the three methods we can select the image file and we can insert it. Next one is inserting image from the gallery. So we need to click on gallery, means it is a place where we can have different kind of images, okay, under different folders. See here, arrows, backgrounds, bullets, computers, diagrams, environment, like that. Inside the gallery we will have different folders related to one particular topic. So if you click at that folder, click on that folder, you'll get the images related to the topic. Okay, so I'll go and click on environment folder from the gallery. From that we will choose some nice image and we can insert and we can check it. Okay, so the gallery contains the images that can be used in a presentation. To insert an image from the gallery, we need to select insert media and then gallery from the menu. Okay, so gallery displays the available themes with the images like this. Okay, select a theme. So you need to select a theme like this, any theme, no backgrounds or bullets or computer, like that theme you need to select and scroll to find the suitable image. You need to use the scroll bar to find the suitable image. Click on the image and drag it onto the workspace. Release the mouse button and the image will be placed onto your slide. So now we will check that. Okay, so I'm going to drag some picture here. Okay, so go to insert media gallery, or else you can see the same icon in this area also. See here, the same icon is available now. This is gallery. So this is image icon actually. Just click on insert media and then gallery itself. So right side you will get the gallery. So in that you choose the theme. So finance theme, pupil theme, school and university theme. Okay, like that some themes that are available. So which picture you want to insert, no? You need to select by scrolling the scroll bar. Okay, so just scroll the scroll bar and select any image. So globe, or if you go to this environment, choose any image which you want to insert here. Okay, so recycle this car image we will insert now. Just right click over this, right click insert also you can click on. Okay, or else select the image, click and drag it and drop it here. Click and drag it and drop it here by using left mouse button. So in this method also we can insert the picture from the gallery. So this is the another method. Next one is formatting images. So what is meant by formatting? Formatting an image includes moving, resizing, rotating an image only is known as formatting images. What is meant by formatting of images? Moving the image, that is moving the image from one place to another place like this. Next one is resizing, that is changing the size, either increasing the size of the image or decreasing the size of the image. Okay, maximizing the size of the image or minimizing the size of the image, that is only known as increasing, decreasing. And next one is rotating, that is changing the direction of the image. So top to bottom, bottom to top, like that we can rotate the image. Okay, we can tilt the image, that is also known as rotating an image. The image inserted into a presentation can be formatted. So for first one, moving images. To move the image in this slide, click on the image. We need to select the image first. Observe the cursor changes to the hand shape. If the cursor is changing to the hand shape, click and drag the picture to the desired position and then release the mouse button. Okay, see, just select the image like this. After selecting the image, okay, if you get the four-headed arrow, they have given hand shape, but here we are getting four-headed arrow. If you get the four-headed arrow, you can move the image to any location in the workspace. See here, I'm just moving after selection only. Okay, next one is resizing an image. Select the image by clicking on it. Observe the selection handles are displayed. See, these are known as selection handles. The circles are there now. These are all known as selection handles. Okay, so just by clicking on any handle, after getting this two-headed arrow, either increase or increase in the diagonal way also, or right side column wise, that is vertical way, and horizontal way, we can increase the picture size. Just I'm pressing Ctrl Z to get back the same location, same image. Okay, next is resizing. Now you understood. Next one is rotating image. How we can rotate the image? The image can be rotated in any direction using the rotate icon. To manually rotate an image, select the image and display handles will appear. Click on the rotate icon on the line and filling toolbar. See here, I have selected the image. I have selected the image. Now, in the toolbar, we have this rotate option. See here, rotate. Okay, or else after getting this rotating arrow, no, see here, rotating arrow, I got it. Like this, we can tilt. See, now car is placed opposite direction. See here, up and down like that. I have changed the location. Again, just get the rotating arrow like this, rotate icon, rotating arrow, no, you get like this. Again, you can rotate the image in any direction. So in this way, we can rotate the image. Okay. So this is known as formatting an image. These are the formatting options for formatting an image. First one is moving an image. Select one. Second one is resizing image, and third one is rotating an image. Next one is formatting using image toolbar. So when an image is selected, the image toolbar becomes available under the properties window. So right side properties window, no, image toolbar, no, when the image is selected in a properties window, when any image is selected, right side in the properties window, we will get the after image is selected only we will get that. Okay. See right side properties window, we have that what is that properties window? We have the image toolbar. The image toolbar can also be displayed by selecting the view toolbars and image from the menu bar. See like this you will get the image toolbar. Okay. So how to get that image toolbar? Just click on view toolbars and then image. Okay. See here the toolbars are available. Colors if you want to change, no, for this you can change the color and we can rotate. Okay, we can give color for this. This is only image toolbar. After selecting this view, see view toolbars image. If I select this, it is getting displayed disabled here. Okay, again if you click this view toolbars image, that image toolbar is appearing here. From this place you can choose different formatting options and you can do some formatting here. See it is changing in different directions. See by clicking this we can change the direction, rotation we can do it. Okay, cropping also we can do. See here we can crop the image, we can crop the image also. So like this we can do different formatting also using image toolbar. Okay, we can do cropping and we can give colors also. So all these things, brightness, contrast, and then this color mode, transparency, all those things we can adjust here in this on the selected image. So with this we will wind up this today's session, and next we will see the next topic, that is managing graphic objects. Then the other few topics, no, we will discuss in the next class. So you need to prepare from page number 167 to 176 for today's test. Okay, be ready, and in the afternoon session you will get the question paper related to this topics. Okay, whatever topics I have covered in these two videos related to that, you will get the question paper in the afternoon session. Try to attend nicely and finish your test in a nice way. Thank you.